Hello everybody, today we're doing a video for GTA Car Kits in a 2017 Volvo V60, and today we're going to show you how to install our Apple CarPlay and Android Auto kit. As you can see, it's already installed into this car. It's been paired to our iPhone wirelessly. You can also use it with your Android phone wirelessly. All the controls here are done with the original controls from the car. As you can see, I can navigate through the menus, and everything displays on the original screen. The original Volvo system is still there. I can just press and hold the exit button to switch back and forth, so nothing gets disabled. The original rear camera will still work the same way, and if you don't have a camera, you can add it through our system. Also, all of the sound is done through the original Bluetooth of the car, so the sound quality stays the same. It uses original microphone for phone calls and things like Siri or Google Assistant. And now we're going to show you how to install it into this particular car. So the tools you're going to need is a T25 Torx on such small ratchet, because it's going to be a tight space. This is a T25 Torx and a screwdriver. These are our panel removal tools. This is our hook tool. And of course, you're going to need our product. With using our panel removal tools, we're going to begin with removing these vents. So we need two of them. So we're going to use one to pop it open and hold it open. And then with the other one, we're just going to go around. There is 4 clips at the bottom that you need to unclip. And then it will pop out. And there's a connection here at the back that you have to press and remove. Now we're going to use our T25 Torx screwdriver in order to remove these bolts. So there's 2 right here, and they're very long, and there's 4 right there. So over here behind this center console here, where you have that opening, there are 2 T25 Torx bolts. It's hard to see them on the video, but there's only 2, 1 and 2, and we're going to use our short ratchet with a T25 Torx on it in order to remove both of them. So now we can start removing the center console because we removed all the bolts. So you're going to tilt it up like that, and then over here you have 2 clips that still hold it in place. We're going to use our panel removal tool to get underneath here on one side, and you see the other one just popped off by itself. And at this point, now you can grab the entire panel, tilt it, work carefully around the shifter. So we're going to remove this wire from these 2 clips, and then we will press the clip here in order to disconnect this connection. So now we can start removing the bolts that hold the head unit in place, because that's where we're going to do all of our connections. So as you can see, there's 1 bolt here and 1 on the other side. They're both, again, T25 Torx. And something to note, this bolt is not that long and it has fine thread, unlike the other ones we removed. Now we can remove the head unit. So just pull it out, and at the back here, we're going to be connecting to 2 connections. So first, we're going to disconnect the main harness. There is a clip at the bottom here that you need to squeeze and unlock it and disconnect it. This is where we're going to connect our main harness. And then there's this blue connection for video. It's going to go into our harness, and ours will plug in instead. So this is the passenger side. And over here in the footwell, we have this panel that we're going to grab from the bottom and unclip it. And we're doing that because we're going to feed the wires through behind the head unit. And we're actually going to hide the module over there behind the carpet. Now we're going to show you everything that comes in our kit. So over here you have your main user manual. Then you have your module. This is our video cable. We have our main harness that we're going to connect at the back of the head unit. Over here we also have our USB cable, which is used for updates to the module, and you can use it for wired CarPlay and wired Android Auto. And this is the wireless antenna for wireless CarPlay and wireless Android Auto. So over here we're going to remove the stereo, put it on the side, and we covered our shifter with this microfiber cloth. This is our main harness, the original harness from the car. And what we did is we removed some of this felt tape, so we have more length on our fiber optic cable. This orange cable is for sound, and we're going to use our hook tool. And over here there's a clip that you need to unclip, and we're going to transfer this cable into our harness. So we're going to take our main harness here. First, we'll plug in the original into our harness, so make sure that the lock is unlocked. Then you join them together, and then you lock it in place. Our harness before plugging it into the radio, you have to transfer over the fiber optic cable, so it goes into the same slot on the outer edge and it has to clip in, and then you're able to unlock the harness. And when it's unlocked, we'll put it inside of the stereo almost all the way in, and then we lock it in place. This is our video cable, so on one end, this single end will go into our module, but these two will connect at the back of the head unit. This is the original video connection that we're going to plug in into the female end of our harness. Ours will plug in instead of the original one. So what you end up with right now, we're going to have our main harness cable, and this is the video cable. These two go into our module. So our module is going to be hidden in the footwell compartment, so we need to get those wires there. So we're going to take them, you can do them one at a time, and we're going to feed them towards that corner and catch them on the inside there. This is one cable, this is the other one, and carefully take your time not to damage anything and pull these cables through. All of the connections at the back of the head unit are done, so we can put the stereo back. And now, because we installed our harness, this is in the way. So in this particular car, there's plenty of space right underneath the stereo. So this is where we're going to guide our harness. So we're going to put it down there so it's not in the way. Carefully put the stereo back in. And if you've done everything correctly, then it will go all the way in. So you can see that we can put the bolts back in. So now we're going to start doing the connections into our module. So we already had the video cable here. And before you plug in the power harness, you got to make sure that at the back of the module for S60 and V60 Volvo, the switch number 2 is on. And once you made sure of that, this is when you can plug in the power harness. And the other two things that now we need to connect to the module is the USB cable here, and also our wireless antenna. So now we're going to hide the module. So we're going to peel back the carpet, and the spot, like we mentioned, is below this aluminum bar. So when you're putting it in, make sure that the dip switches don't get tripped by mistake, because we only should have number 2 on. So peel back the carpet, and we're going to drop the module in there. So all of this main harness wiring, you're going to hide here. That's a good spot for there. Now you end up with the USB cable, which we're going to leave hanging just a little bit below that panel. So it's going to be like this. And now this is our wireless antenna. So the only thing for this one is do not mount it to the module. So a good spot would be somewhere here to one of these plastics that you can stick it on. And once you arranged all the wires, at this point we're going to test everything. So for us to test everything, we need to connect this center console back, and we're going to carefully put it back like this. So we have the ignition on. You got to make sure that the original screen turns on. We're going to set the media to Bluetooth, and we're first going to test our iPhone by the wire to make sure that that connection is done properly, but of course the system is going to work wirelessly also. So once you plug it in, you get this menu which you didn't have before. Now we can see CarPlay on the screen. So we're just going to test everything with the original controls here to make sure everything that works. If you want to go back to the Volvo system, you're going to press and hold the exit button. Same thing, you can use the exit button on the steering wheel to switch between the two systems. So once you tested everything, we're going to go ahead and assemble everything back. So first we're going to clip back in this side panel over here in this top corner. Make sure that that corner goes into its position there, and then carefully clip everything in. And as I mentioned before, just have a little bit of the wire coming out for our USB. Now we can secure our head unit. So we're going to use these bolts that have fine thread. So this is our center console again. So we're going to first connect it to the main connection, and then we're going to secure the wire back to these clips which were removed before. That way the wire is not in the way when you're putting everything back. And carefully turn this around, go around the shifter, and the first two clips that you need to clip in would be the ones here at the bottom. So make sure that they line up, and then it should just fall into place like that. Here, don't forget that one wire for the vents. And now we can put back all the bolts. We'll put in these long ones here. Don't forget to plug in the hazard switch. And now we can clip back in our vents. And the last two bolts that we have to put back in are behind this dash. So we have finished the installation. We paired our iPhone wirelessly. You can also pair your Android phone wirelessly. And now you can enjoy CarPlay or Android Auto in your Volvo V60 or S60. I hope you liked the video, and we'll see you next time.